Hi everyone, DBaca from DBaca Maker here. That was for the neighbor dog. He decided not to bark this time. And I'm embarking on a new project. This one is genuinely new. I've never done this before. The adage is that you never show on YouTube or in any kind of public forum anything you do if you haven't done it 100 times in private. Well, I'm about learning new things. I'm about trying new things. So I'm certainly not going to have a video where I've already made 100 of these products and now I'm showing you how I do it. It's not that way. The product that I'm making is a variation on the Roubo bookstand. André Roubo, who created the famous Roubo workbench for woodworking, also was a prolific furniture maker. And he came up with a design for a wooden knuckle type of bookstand. And this is a bookstand then that is carved out of a single piece of wood. We've seen them before. So this is my journey. I took 3 tries to get it decent. It's not perfect, just to get it decent. And at the end of this video, I will tell you what we're going to be doing with that decent piece. It's a little bit windy today, and I've got a new camera, so we'll see how this works. What I have done, I'm practicing making a Roubo-style book, or in this case, phone stand. This is just practice. I've got this scrap of walnut here. I just saw the Woodwright shop on YouTube. They've got a channel up now. Have dozens of, about 60 episodes up right now. And he did this Roubo-style book stand. And the idea is I carve knuckles back and forth. Here I already started practicing that, and I'm going to be eliminating these, alternating knuckles to create a book stand that is hinged but does not use metal. It's using carving only. And so the first step was to mark the center of what I was going to do. That's there. And then the width of the board, half of that width of the board out from that center, the other half out from here. And then I took a washer, which just happens to be the right size, and I traced around the shape of the knuckle. And then I transferred those lines across. It's hard to see on camera. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, you can. There they are, right there. These lines are the ones that I just described. These are old lines. This is all going to be gotten rid of. This is what I'm going to work from. But I'm basically going to do this here, this here. Same thing here, on down the line, until I have these knuckles carved out. And then the idea is to rip cut down the board until you reach the knuckles. And you do this on the other side until you reach the knuckles, and it splits open. Now, the thing is, this is not how I'm going to do this right off the bat. I've just set these things here, and I've colored them in so you can see them, because I have to drill holes straight down through these points here to give me a reference on the other side. So those holes have to be perfectly straight. I already know where the references are, but it allows me to do another thing. Once I get those holes drilled, I can use a type of a jab saw that's made from a cut-off piece of hacksaw to cut these in, until they go all the way through. All right? I'm going to use my 1, 2, 3 block here. taking remarkably little time to cut through this walnut with this thing. It goes even faster with this one, but this one has a thicker kerf. So, I just got to keep plugging away at it. I will eventually break through. And that's all the way through, but it's a little bit big. I'll just have to be more careful with the next one. A little less windy today. Rain's gone through. There really is no better way to do this than this. Well, there is. Once I break through enough that I can get a jigsaw blade through, then it gets easier. It does go surprisingly quickly for what we're doing to it. But it is tedious. Maybe if I was more skilled at it, which is what this practice is for. The idea is only to go down halfway here, following this curve. And I do the same thing on the other side, halfway following this curve. Another 16th to go. The next step is to cut this bit down to the knuckle, and this will form the shelf on which the phone will sit. Now, before I go any further, I want to cut that shape in. Traditionally, it would be an double OG. And here it is. But this is not a success. The action is very poor on this one, and I broke it in trying to get it to work. So I've just glued this back together as an exemplar. The lessons I've learned from this, however, are I was trying to keep these knuckles too snug. They need to be looser. So, great. Second lesson that I learned. I might want to do the long rip cut first, rather than do the chiseling, because then I know when I've actually chiseled through. Again, this was the practice piece. So I'm going to make another one out of this piece of walnut that I just bought. So this time I got a few tools. I got some pretty toys. You recall in that short video demonstration, I was using this to dig out after drilling a hole. But now I have found the tool that I was supposed to use, which is this. And it's a kind of a jab saw, kind of a hole saw, but you can fit a variety of blades in it. As long as they're that wide, they can go all the way to the back, and they just fasten right in there. So what I have in here is a jigsaw blade, and I'm just gouging out this little hole. Until I break through. Once I break through, then I take my jigsaw, my actual jigsaw, and I finish the cut. I found a paring chisel. Now look at how narrow that tip is. This is a paring chisel, also a firmer chisel because it has no bevels on the side, and this is exactly what I was needing to use to make these knuckles go all the way through. And now these four are done. It takes some time, but it doesn't take as long as you might think. I ended up not liking the original OG, so I just used this ABS fitting and cut a new one out. And now I'll use this one on the other one that I'm going to be cutting out over there. Yeah, I'm making two. So, I've made the rip cuts on both sides. To support this side while I cut this side, I use this piece of rusty metal. And now I'm just going to break the final few fibers here. I've already broken through here, broken through here. So let's see if that does the trick. Okay. Still a little bit that needs to have that has to happen inside there. I need to cut these back a little bit so that they, or maybe just cut this back. I did this whole ledge thing, but it looks like it's not working. So I'm just going to pare down those extra ledges. See if I can get it to work, because right now it does that. So I've pared down these lines, and now it opens up fully. So it's going to take a little more cleanup on the inside. That's fine. Now I'm going to finish cutting this off, and get you out of the way, and start to finishing it. And after lots of fun and games with the sander, this third one is done. Definitely, lots of dust there. Definitely the method to use to make this for me was to cut the 45s. Rather than try to make them round and cut it, but cut the 45s. Second, in the link that I have below for the second set of instructions, it suggested having a 10-degree ledge on the inside. That didn't work for me. I probably just didn't cut it right. But there it is. Now it's ready for finishing. But here is the progression. Alright, so we started with this one. This was the practice model. right? And it broke in several places. You could see all the glue spots there, right here. Oh, I guess you can't because the sunlight's always in the wrong spot. There we go. Broken, broken, broken. Broke, broke. Actually, this broke, that broke, that broke. So, that was my first attempt. Second attempt, cracked and cracked. And that was it. And now third attempt. No cracks, no breaks, nothing. Just lots of extra work. This is going to be my 750 subscriber giveaway prize. It's going to look like this when I'm done. It's not perfect, but then again, neither am I. But it was a great journey, just like being on this YouTube channel has been a great journey.